Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief for the 1st of July, the start of the new financial year. Obviously hasn't kicked off that well. The Dow had managed to tread water for most of the day, but had a late sell-off, and at the end of the day closed relatively weak. Gold relatively stable, other commodities under a bit of pressure. Aussie still under a bit of pressure there, down to that 84.15 level. Okay, let's have a look at some of the closes. Now, as mentioned, the American market, the Dow down 96 points, or just under 1%. The S&P was down 10, the Nasdaq was down 25, and that's pretty much one of the worst quarters we've had for since 2008, and not very positive at all. More concern, though, I guess, coming in from Moody's, which downgraded Spain's credit rating. And it's been on review, and that is concerning people just really on how everything's starting to move, or how things are starting to slow down. So a little bit of a concern there across the board. What was it also required last night? We had ECB leaders, banks, $161 billion worth of stimulus, not stimulus, but loans if needed. So that's not too bad. Also, this little number, business activity in the US expands for the 9th straight month. That's on the back of the ISM data. All very positive, but the market is yet to be convinced as to what's happening there. And as a result of that, we've certainly seen that sell-off. Having a look at Europe, and as you can see, they had a positive basically positive for Europe. The Stoic 50 was up 16, the FTSE was up 2, the DAX was up 13, the CAC was up 9. Close to home, the local market didn't fare too well, and actually closed at 4,230. So as you can see, there is a little bit of concern still out there on economic recovery, and that's certainly hurting the ability for our market to move onwards and upwards. Just spending a little time on the SPY. These are the areas of concern right down here, right around that 41, 42.50 area. That's me, 41.80, that old low there is very important. So you have to keep an eye on this old low here too. 41.68. So that 41.50 to me is an important level as to whether or not the market will remain in a consolidating band or whether or not we head down to 4,000. So that's something to keep a very close eye on. Okay, let's have a look at the usual things we look at, like the dollar index. 86.30, treading water at the moment. Not getting too much joy either way with what the dollar index is doing. I guess there's that chance for risk aversion if things start to fall out in Spain. That's something we have to be aware of. It is holding up, and holding up quite nicely. That Aussie, what we've said before, up the stairs, down the escalator. Once again, that proves to be the correct trading methodology. Aussie had that move up to here. We were a bit dumbfounded, but down she came, and she's still got problems and still under pressure. So that certainly hurt a lot of traders, particularly the Aussie Euro, certainly under quite a bit of pressure. Do we expect that to continue to go lower? Look, if it's going to be a correction of this move, that low there of 80.80 in this move, then you'd expect to see some form of base trying to find, but very hard to tell at the moment, particularly when some of our commodities are under pressure. So let's just have a few of the major ones there. Looking at crude, 75.33, volatile and down, and had quite a volatile night, but still under pressure, obviously, with economics, and same with copper. Copper, 289.55, under pressure as well. Purely on the back of slowdowns and potential for slowdowns, even though some of the data looks okay. Just one of those things, the market sentiment is quite negative towards it, and as a result of that, primary inputs are coming under pressure. I haven't a quick look at gold. It's at 12.41. Very volatile night last night. I did take a cheeky long at 12.43, so I'm just going to see how that unfolds. But certainly at the moment, I think if it is an ability for it to trade a little bit higher, then it's not bad being just a little bit longer. A little bit long at the moment. Okay, I mentioned the SPY. Let's have a look at just some of the softs. As we know, I actually like the softs. And the grains, the corn and the soy is something I have been close to. Bit of a good move here for wheat, which I like. Probably worthwhile having a go at being long here with a stop. But as you can see last night, very aggressive moves to the top side, and you can see that, and we just could go through and have a look at all of them. That we are right down at the lower end of the ranges. Corn perhaps could do a little bit, and soybean, as you know, is something I do enjoy. You can see that on my daily chart for soybeans. So it might be something to have a relook at some of these softs. There were some initial plantings which suggested that wheat could certainly go higher. So let's see how that unfolds. Righty-ho, well that's pretty much on the market side. I'm not looking at too many things at the moment, but as I suggested, have a quick look at some of those grains. You should get a signal out of that. We've got PMI in China today, and manufacturing, HSB manufacturing in China. Retail sales and building approvals in Australia. In the States, we've got initial claims, ISM manufacturing, construction spending, and pending home sales, all very important. Also total vehicle sales. Now, these numbers coming out should give us a bit of an idea as to how the market will treat economic recovery, because that seems to be the problem at the moment. Good numbers, market goes down. Remember, we have got that unemployment out towards the close of the week, so that's going to be very important. Keep a close eye on that, because the market is expecting a bad one. It could just be a flip. So I'm actually looking for a bit of a buy the rumour, sell the fact. In fact, we've been selling the market at the moment, so we might see some recovery on Friday night, if not later tonight. Well, that's about it from me. I hope you have a great day, and we'll certainly talk to you tomorrow.